But what we were talking about is just how the last 5 years I've been jumping through the hoops of getting licensed, getting my visa, waiting in line, going through the process, paying all the fees, and finally coming here after 5 years, and also not wanting people to be able to jump the line and come here illegally.
And how's it felt seeing so many people come through the border, just literally like a few hours away from here, and then you doing it legally? Now the word of immigration has been weaponized so much.
Well, obviously, it's unfair, but I honestly think that that's one of the things Trump has already sort of fixed. And I think the average American, despite what you see on TV, agrees that having an open border doesn't make sense. And I don't think that.
How much more time do you think it prevented from you from getting your visa or your citizenship because of the mass immigration that took place?
I've never thought about it that way, honestly, of the time that the CBP was having to deal with all that so that my application was not getting processed. But I'm just grateful to be here now, so I'm not going to worry about that.
Appreciate you for being here, being happy to be here. What do you guys say, Booker T?
He had one other really good point. He wanted to explain because he said people that are here, like if they said, let's go to Canada, they'd be like, great, the healthcare
Okay,
in Canada
so
is
good
so
morning,
awesome.
good morning, good morning. I know it's a lot going on. Sorry, I was just like in the middle of
so
like watching everything
the
else.
truth about healthcare in Canada, I can give you an anecdotal
This is Good
example.
Morning
I work
Part
as a
2.
dentist.
So
my
what we
dental
have
office
going
in Canada
on
was
is
about 100 yards from
they have a protest.
the hospital, literally across the
And
street. I had a patient that
the protest. I got heard Nick Shirley. He is really interesting guy. So he goes around. He does like all the details and information and news going on inside of different things. So I like to watch him. So let's go back a little bit and see what he was starting at first.
Right now, they got their megaphones going. They're probably trying to kick somebody out right now. I can already feel it.
So what's going on? It said this right here.
Actually,
Confronting Aunt Charlie.
One sec.
Hurt protesters.
I want to tell you guys a little backstory
Amfest.
about me with Amfest. About 2 years ago, 2023, I came to Amfest just to do interviews, and then after listening to people talk and whatnot, I actually went down to the border, and then from the border, because I heard how crazy it was at the border, so I went down to the border, and then from the border, you guys know that's kind of where I got my start here on YouTube and doing this more journalism and more journalistic style videos. And so from Amfest, if it wasn't for Charlie Kirk and Amfest, just for this event that they put on every single year, Nick Shirley would not be where he is today. So we have a lot of appreciation for Charlie Kirk and his organization, Turning Point. All right, let's see what happens. This could get a little ugly, could get a little dicey, because you got all the people that like Charlie Kirk, and you have the people that don't. We'll see what brings them out here today.
So y'all, this is what's going on right now. And he live actually right now, y'all. I'm just giving you
the chat right here.
Let's go.
Charlie Kirk.
What are you guys out here protesting against then?
What do you think we're protesting against besides Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, well, obviously. Can I what?
So they're protesting against Charlie Kirk? I'm so confused.
Anti-Trump? You're anti-Charlie Kirk?
No, we're not anti-Charlie Kirk. He was a citizen just like all of us, and he had the right to do whatever he wanted to do within the rules of the law, and he did.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's
protesting outside of his organization's events, which speaks a lot.
I'm trying to figure out what is the purpose of this.
What's your flag say?
Let me turn to the other side so you can actually see it.
Oh.
Can you see that? What's it say?
I can't even get the flag. With fear for our democracy, I dissent.
Okay.
Hello, how are you doing, sir? What is that? What do you mean by that?
Well, it's just Justice Sotomayor's quote, right? You know who Justice Sotomayor is?
I do not.
You do not. She is one of the Supreme Court justices.
Oh, Supreme Court Justice? Okay, great.
Oh, shit. My sign's falling
apart. Breaking. All right, let's keep moving on. How are you doing, sir? Hello. Love, not hate, makes America great. Amen.
Love, not hate, makes America great. Okay.
See
what's going on.
There hasn't been protesters for any of the other days, so it's a pretty small group, really. It doesn't seem too rowdy.
Kind of a sad thing to be protesting, right?
It is a sad thing to be protesting. It's really been a wholesome event. A lot of good speakers, some interesting drama. It's been a great day.
Okay.
How long where are you coming out from?
Kansas
What is
City.
Kansas
City. What made you want to come all the way out to Kansas City for the?
Just it's probably the political Super Bowl of the year, I think, at least on the conservative side, and
Okay.
Just a lot of good speakers. Excited for JD Vance tomorrow.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. We're gonna go speak to some
Yeah,
of these
absolutely. I'm
protesters
probably
out
not
here.
that interesting.
How are you guys doing? Good. Nice to meet you. Oh,
I don't get it, y'all. I don't know.
thank you. Why
We'll
do you
see.
idolize a man who was a racist? This protester says. No way. Look who it is. Cruella DeVille. We got Cruella DeVille out here.
And this is
You guys
going
remember
on.
Cruella DeVille?
This is going
Salt
on
Lake
right
City?
now.
She's traveling long and far to be out here.
Merry Christmas.
Cruella DeVille. What is it, Cruella DeVille?
That's exactly what Trump said when he saw
Her name's Chelsea.
little girls. That's such a weird thing.
Chelsea, how are you doing?
Hey Nick, what's up?
Deport Melania, your hat says.
Yeah.
Huh?
Hey guys, it's Nick Shirley. You guys, it's Nick
Oh,
Shirley.
wow.
He's here. in the
Blast.
flesh.
It's
Nick
Cruella
Shirley has
DeVille.
looked at my porn. He probably jerked off to it. So thanks for being here, Nick.
Yeah, she's a failed adult filmmaker.
Oh no, I actually that was just a side gig. This is my real gig.
Yeah, and how's it going?
Oh, I show my pussy for free now.
Oh!
I'm just kidding.
You're just living such a wholesome life, aren't you?
Well, I don't know. I guess I'm like pro taking care of people. I think that's pretty wholesome. I think wanting to feed children is wholesome. I think being on the side of the poor and the
You've also
downtrodden is
advocated
wholesome.
for
free now.
abortion as well.
Abortion? Well, I don't really care what someone does with their body. Actually, here's my thoughts on abortion. Are you ready? Abortion.
She has openly
If
said
thoughts
that
and prayers
abortion
are
is a
good enough
good
for
thing.
kids in the classroom, then it's good enough for kids in the womb. Am I right? Thoughts and prayers for abortion only. No more laws of man on women's bodies. Why do we need God to be involved? Why do we need man to be involved when God is the
Well, this is
ultimate
good, girl. This
decider,
is
right?
good.
He's
This-
the
that part got
judgment.
good.
So if you don't like abortion, let God deal with it. Thoughts and prayers for abortion. That's the solution. Like, I don't understand. You think God can't make things just?
So what do
No,
you
with
mean?
abortion, like, you just don't think God can take care of it himself? Why do you not believe in the power of God?
He'll make it just, but then at the
I'm
end of
sorry,
the
you
day,
don't believe in the power of
then at the end
God?
of the day, you're not going to bring that child into life.
Well, then how come only thoughts and prayers for mass shootings in classrooms?
do you mean?
God's powerful enough to stop mass shootings in classrooms. Why is he not powerful enough to stop abortion?
You can't
I'm
take
sorry,
away
what?
You can't take away someone's
God's
free will.
not powerful enough to stop abortion, but he is powerful enough to stop mass shootings in classrooms.
Well, he's
This is
not.
crazy.
He gave us free agency, so therefore you can be acted and be acted upon. So he can't just stop.
Baby, white
you
wine
from taking a
lose.
pill
Well,
that
thoughts
you
and
can-
prayers for abortion then. No more laws of man. We're not going to do that. We're not going to take
Abortion
away
can
from
be
God what is
prevented.
God's. We're going to give God what is God's and give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. And we're not going to put laws on women's bodies. Thoughts and prayers. Dude, believe in the Lord more. Your faith is, wow, questionable. You have questionable faith if you don't think that the Lord can just take care of it.
It's not a matter of faith. It's a
Oh
matter
my
of
God,
free
your
agency.
faith. Oh my God, this man does not have enough faith.
Chelsea, this lady, she believes, she celebrates abortion.
Bless his heart. I mean, he is totally embarrassed right now. You can
She's
tell.
kind of a crazy lady. Even I don't want this for my bunghole. What's a bunghole?
Baby, this is good.
We got the bubbles out here. Chelsea, how do you feel about coming out here on the block, just be yelling out into the... Hey, thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate that. Thank you for everything you do, Nick. You're the very best. Regards from Israel. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Regards from Israel. This
Yes, sir. Do like Poly Market.
So if you had to bet, actually, can I interview you too? Can we
Yeah.
do a we'll both interview?
Let's get Chelsea Gods in here.
Oh, she's speaking.
She
right
is
now,
going
so-
in, y'all.
All right, we're live right now.
You
dirty motherfuckers! My pussy is... They're like, wow. I love it.
All right, let's do it. And so where are you guys coming out today from?
She's saying her mind, though.
She's got the cop cam on her plate right now. Where are you guys coming out today from? Phoenix. Nice. You don't want who here?
I don't want Turning Point here.
Oh.
That's all I'm saying.
And what makes you dislike Turning Point?
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Oh, so now I
All right,
get
we're
it.
gonna do this interview real quick.
This is a rally against.
Chelsea, she's
Against him.
this
Can I-
lady's demonic.
okay.
She's straight up demonic.
Can I ask you?
Yeah, of course, of
Okay,
course.
great. We'll do a
Yes,
Q&A.
sir.
They're saying Turner Point's
So
devil.
you support
Okay, I
a
get it.
poly market, like
Yes,
you,
sir.
you like to do
Sure.
betting online?
I like the prediction markets.
Okay, cool. If you had to predict who's gonna win the civil war right now in MAGA, is it gonna be the Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes wing, or the Ben Shapiro and more like Trump administration wing?
Well, that's a good question.
What type of
so I do
question
think
is
there's
that
like a little civil war, and I think what's going on is good because it's making people second question things and making you think a little bit more. And so hopefully all like the BS that's on both sides will eventually get taken care of, and so then there'll be more of a transparent path. But I support Trump.
Okay.
So I support Trump.
You support it, but right now like Trump is term limited.
I think
right?
Ben Shapiro cares too much about what's happening in Israel.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say like I'm a Ben Shapiro stan, but I support Trump. But and I also think like what Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson is doing, like I don't necessarily agree with like Tucker Carlson was talking about Islam, how people shouldn't be worried about Islam and stuff yesterday here at America Fest. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like there's stuff that people should be concerned about with Islam here in the United States.
Okay.
But
Do you believe in freedom?
yes.
Do you believe in freedom of speech?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe in freedom of religion?
Yes.
So do you believe that every religion should be protected under this Constitution?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Bless his
what
heart.
is your concern about other religions?
Yeah, so my concern with other religions isn't that they're going to be here, but like what we saw over in Australia just recently is, yes, Islam is, if it's practiced correctly, I guess. I mean, I've met a lot of really nice members of Islam, but I hate to see the attacks from radicalized people.
Did you
And so
see that
that's what
the guy
worries me.
who stopped the shooter was Muslim
as well.
himself? What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's awesome. That guy's a hero for doing that. That's why it's a very complex issue. As
So
far
we
as, like,
shouldn't
Islam.
paint a brush, right? Because a broad brush on entire religion.
Yes.
You agree we shouldn't?
Yes, I agree with that.
So when it comes to also Nick Fuentes and the fact that it seems
All
like
right.
his
This
influence,
is really
right? Like Trump is
something
term
to see. So anyway, Nick Shirley is over there doing his thing. Po Nick. I like Nick. I think Nick is very bold. I don't know him, but some stuff, you know. But the name of his thing is called, as you can see, it's called The Stolen Land. That's the name of it. So that's the part about Charlie Kirk. All right, on to my little FBA thing right quick. This right here what I was watching. This is what I was watching. Let's go over to this.
Something stinks.
Something stinks.
It's not you.
It's
your webinar software.
It's your webinar service.
What you need is the power of wisdom.
service.
Now I understand.
Okay, so let's go back to this. I want to go back to this. I'm going to be reviewing.
All over the world, from bank
This is the Karen Hunter Show again. I'm gonna go ahead and hit like.
on the
Let me show you what y'all do. Y'all see
because
subscribe. Y'all see
is all about
people like this.
helping
I hit
teams
like
deploy
this.
quickly
I
and
hit
deliver
like.
results.
I don't have any
Build your
hypes this week.
agentic future
I don't
without
have any hypes this week. I think I gave my hypes away already.
In this special report,
Damn,
paying
why I got
someone
so many damn
else's
commercials?
taxes
The fuck?
might be your best investment this year.
When I went to Ghana, I'm seeing children in uniforms and girls with their hair cut. I'm seeing skin bleaching. I'm seeing white Santa. I'm seeing white Jesus. And I'm like, on a continent like this, how is there a white Jesus anywhere? How is there a white Santa Claus anywhere? It's wild to me.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear.
I love
We are
Miss Karen
fearless.
Hunter. I love Miss Karen.
This is
She's
not
funny.
the time to be afraid.
She right.
Africa. Ask each person in every country, what is wrong with your country?
So this guy, my last video was
All of you say the same
pertaining to
word.
a little bit
So
as
let me
well.
ask
This
you,
is
since
what's his man's name?
The country has been
This
picking the wrong
is,
leader every 4 years. Not a single
Frank
railway
Zunu,
bill by the
Zanu,
British is
Zanu,
in
whatever the fuck
Nigeria
his name
today.
is.
But the one
He
they
is
built
one of the
in their
most
country that
ignorant,
same
known
year,
well
it's still
people now
running.
that he
Not a
thought he
single
was going to be
railway built in
smart.
Ghana in
And it's so
1960
sad to
is
see you
still
going
there today.
viral.
What do you know in
because
that
really
country
you're
that has
stupid.
been properly
And
maintained
so this is
by
another
the
part that
people
she had that
every
came
day,
out.
and it works
This right here
perfectly.
is called Africans Can't Practice
It's
Making.
hard for
And
people
so this
to
is some things that
maintain
he said.
things when
Let's
they're
make her
not
what he was
gaining a
talking
lot.
about.
No,
I
it's
wouldn't
half
give
of
it.
Is because we don't care.
No, you care. It's not in the concept. Travel the 54 countries in Africa. Ask each person in every country, what is wrong with your country? Leadership. Leadership. All of you say the same word. So let me ask you, since 1960, the country has been picking the wrong leader every 4 years. Not a single railway built by the British is in Nigeria today. But the one they built in their country that same year, it's still running. Not a single railway built in Ghana in 1960 is still there today. What do you know in that country that has been properly maintained by the people every day and it works perfectly?
Every day, every hour,
It's hard for people to
every
maintain
way,
things when they're
every
not
way.
gaining a lot.
No. It's hard for people to maintain things when they don't have the concept of maintenance in their culture. What is the one word in Igbo for maintenance?
Maintenance is there's no direct English word for that. It doesn't translate directly to maintenance.
That's correct. How about you?
It doesn't translate.
That's correct.
But it translates to like take care of.
No, that's not maintenance. What is the one word for repair in Igbo?
Imezie.
Exactly. What is the one word for repair in You see? I'm driving you to somewhere.
You see?
What is the one
No,
word
I don't.
for democracy in Igbo?
I hate people that always try to add in.
You're trying to
they try to
practice
add
something that
in
is
like
not
when they
in
talking.
the
I hate when they be like,
of the
they be
language.
having conversations to be like,
There
right?
is no African country, and I've done it.
I don't like
with
that.
Kenya.
Bitch, don't try to make that's
that
right
has
to you.
an equivalent of the word maintenance.
Well, in order to maintain something, you have to have it first.
That's right.
Correct.
But everything is like
No, if I
correct?
leave it for you, you can maintain it. The British left a lot of things in this country when they left. They established the hospitals, they established the fire stations, the post offices, the railway lines, the roads they built before they left. You are
And
not
I
able
love
to
how
maintain
Karen
it
is
because you
doing this.
don't have
Karen
that
is laying
concept.
out. These are your
Because
words,
your
motherfucker. So I want you to see how.
the tropical environment of Africa.
See
the
what
way
you're saying.
build
He's
your
looking like
houses,
that,
the
my
material
kid.
you use,
Yes,
don't
you did.
require maintenance.
You sound so
Every
ignorant.
country that is called industrialized countries
I
today,
mean,
one of the
for you
things
to have
you know
the
about them
20%
is
of things that you get
maintenance
right.
of what they have. That's why we have buildings here that are about 250 years old, 300 years old in this country. There are buildings in other countries of Europe that are 700 years ago. The Notre Dame that burned in France was a 13th century building. Do you know what kept it that long till today? Maintenance is a culture.
When I first heard this, I was like, oh, this is profound. I brought it to the radio, and we had a discussion about it, and it was beautiful. And then I started pulling a thread, and more things started to be revealed. The latest clip that I played on culture is what brought us here today, and I wanted to invite you on to have a discussion to understand how you have arrived at what you think and what you believe. Let me welcome, his name is Frank, F-R-N-C-K, Zanu. The Zanu Project is where he is found, zanuproject.com. And welcome Frank Zanu to the Karen Hunter Show. Hi.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Karen. Thank you for inviting me onto your show. And congratulations for launching such a very powerful and a very interactive. I looked at the comments. You just have a great lot of followers who love you.
Yeah, we
dearly.
love Miss Karen. Anyway, back to you.
11 years. I ain't just launched it. This has been an 11-year journey. I was just telling somebody today, they were like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this is what it looks like to have a vision for something, and then you implement, and then you work, and you keep 11 years is a long time to,
It's a long
to
time.
imagine. So it didn't just pop up. As
That's
a lot of people are popping up, because you kind of popped up out of nowhere. I was like, where?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
So
he was controversial. That's
the
why he popped up. He started saying
maintenance
black
piece I
folks
thought
don't have no
was profound
culture in
because
America.
I don't
That's
speak
why he
any
popped
African languages. You know, I know some words. We're learning Meta Nature and Nubia, which is a community that we have, and it's beautiful. So we know some Meta Nature, which they tend to the people from Kemet and Sudan maintained a lot. There's some stuff that's still standing. The unbroken obelisk. I mean, there's like all of the pyramids, all of the structures are still standing, thousands of years. So did they not require maintenance?
You said Sudan?
Sudan, where most of the pyramids are, and today we call it Egypt.
Okay,
all of
so
those
this right here is
structures are
talking
still
about maintenance.
standing.
Let's go over this.
All of those
Listen in.
aqueducts and roadways are still
I'm not a fan of his already
The
because
very
I can
structures
tell
that the
how he
Romans
is
and the
by
Greeks
black
borrowed,
Americans. So
architecture from
when I
still
feel
standing.
it immediately for me,
Well, I
I
haven't
already
been.
know exactly what
I've
you're going
only
to. There's
been
no
to South
teaching there
Sudan,
yet because you're
which
too
is only
old.
14
to
years
teach.
old republic.
And
They
you
broke
already have
away
your
from
ways set.
in
So that's
Sudan. I haven't been to northern Sudan. I
You
was
can
in
have
Kenya
moments
for
of
5
spurts
years,
of
and
intelligence,
Sudan
but
is
that don't
just
mean you
very
ain't
close
know.
by. So I'm kind of familiar with the region, but I am not aware of the same pyramids we talk about in Egypt, that there are pyramids in Sudan. I have not seen.
Okay, so this is the thing. Once I realized, I was like, oh, okay. So you out here
But
talking. You out here
the
talking. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you, why are you talking about these things?
well,
what is it?
Thank you, Ms. Karen. Let's exit. I like
as you
that.
can see, I'm from the continent. Born in Benin. I've lived in many African countries. I was a former reporter. It trains you to have
photojournalist. And I make a
yeah.
distinction. I make a distinction.
That's
I'm just
right.
saying this.
Because you're not a
Yeah.
reporter, you're a photojournalist.
With Washington Times, I was a photojournalist.
Yes.
You're trying to lie.
But later on, I started writing clips about culture and life. Same with the New York City Tribune. I was also a reporter, which means I wrote about life and culture. And that column allowed me, wherever I go, train your eyes to look at things and see them more than other people would see. journalism simply says to know something about everything and everything about something. So when I left my continent, then questions began to pop in my head, especially when I lived in Japan, to say, most foreigners I meet who have been to some African countries would complain, the first thing, about why are things always in decay? And so I began to think about it. And when I was in Kenya, I went to see the Nyamata, which is buildings put up by Maasai, because the Maasais are nomadic. So they live 6 months longer and they will move on. So because of that, their buildings are made in a way that it doesn't require a lot of attention because they're going to move anyway. Africa started as tribes because tribes were attacking tribes. People moved a lot because you have to avoid being attacked, if the climate changes. When the weather dries, people do not understand that it's the monsoon, the climate has dried the place. They thought maybe it's going to be permanent. So the next thing you do is you move to a greener place. So with these over years, hundreds of years, and being tropic, that animals lived outside. We don't have pets and animals indoor. They all lived outdoor. It's better to throw things because it will be consumed. And so the lifestyle of the environment, I began to answer myself and said, no, not because we are stupid or we don't know. It is just the natural environment that created that kind of. So I began to ask people, in my language, which I speak quite a lot of African languages, I began to think of the word maintenance. What would it be in my language? I couldn't find one. I thought maybe it's my lack of vocabulary. So I began to ask people. The next thing you know, I picked interest in it. I went to Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Kenya, Nigeria. And I would be asking people, and then I came to find out. And that's when. So maybe the way I present it, people don't understand what I'm trying to drive at. I'm trying to create the understanding that a condition is not you because you're not intelligent or smart. We got to look at what nature forced people to do.
So colonization didn't inform you? Like, what are you reading? I really want to understand, like, where are you getting your information? Yes, okay, you did the language thing, but there's so much more to examine with why Africa is 54 different divvied up nations, and China's one, and India's one, and the largest landmass is divvied up, and colonization never came into your.
Oh, I know. I've lived in many countries that were once colonized, and I never saw that colonization caused them to blight their neighborhoods.
Interesting.
Korea was brutally colonized by the Japanese. Taiwan, Singapore.
The Japanese have. Wait, hold on. I'm talking about European colonization.
You got it.
In particular, because the Japanese have a code. The Japanese have a code of honor. You can call them brutal, the kamikazes, whatever. But there's a
I love this
by which they operate wherever they go, even when they colonize people. They may be brutal, but there's always a sense of order.
She's always so just. I love her, y'all. She's go watch her. She's just always just so just.
Others like there's a brutality, especially as it
like I love her. Like she's knowledgeable.
African colonized nations, especially African and the Caribbean colonized nations, because they were extracting the labor from those bodies, and they didn't care because they could just replace it, because that continent had billions of people that they could just millions and millions at the time that they could just replace. So it's a different relationship, and this is more recent, as opposed to being a 400 or 500 year.
No, okay. So to understand, are you saying that colonization is the reason?
No, I'm saying that colonization has you speaking English, wearing a suit. Colonization has you out here talking about things you probably shouldn't be talking about, because it's so much deeper. Because you're looking at it through a lens of like, why are these people in blight? Why are these people destroying their neighborhoods? Like people coming here and talking about Chicago, which is not the most dangerous. Anchorage, Alaska is more dangerous than Chicago. But why are we repeating these things? There must be a reason, and not just language for maintenance.
In my case, with the people who came on there, my goal is to try to question some of the things we talk about each other in Africa and complain. Why do we trash our neighborhoods? We say it even to ourselves. And one of them is tardiness. And we blame and talk about each other. So I'll tell you a story. I was putting together an opening ceremony for a business I opened in Kenya. And the lady who was assisting me was a Kenyan. And she kept complaining and said, Zanu, you know my people. They're going to come late. They're going to come late. Well, so I said, all right, look, we deal with whatever will happen. She complained a lot and talked, my people are always late. And then the day of the opening, she was 2 hours late. So I began to look into these things. And
what does that have to do with the price? The price of tea in China?
I don't think we are tardy because we don't care.
What does that have to do with?
There's a historical this thing behind it.
What's the history? What's the history?
Africans started as a communal living style. We don't have single roads with houses far away. You have to go through other people's compound, greed.
It's community? You're saying it's community, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So my grandfather, who was an elder in my village, was also a herbalist, meaning, he cured people. Now, when I carry his bag and we left the house and you have invited him to come and do something, on his way going, this family would say, and he would stop and listen. He wouldn't say, oh, I'm late, because for us, time is measured by only what you have done. So for that, over time, because people have to listen to each other and attend to, in a communal sense, oh, I'm late, it's not. So you always get to, yes.
So is that the way it should be? Shouldn't that be the way it should be, that we pay attention to one another, that we serve one another, that we aren't based on a clock? It isn't the clock very much a European, being someplace on time is really, it's to control people's movements, right?
I'm trying to explain to the people on the continent who always complain about the tardiness, that is because Africans don't care. I'm trying to explain where these things came from. So my whole goal is to explain.
I got you.
That's all
but
I'm
instead,
trying.
we should explain why they are complaining about it, is because somebody told them there's something wrong with serving the community. Somebody told them there's something wrong with being quote unquote late. Somebody told them that, and then over generations they imbued them with this sense that if I'm not on time, then there's something inherently wrong with me, as opposed to how beautiful it is to live in a community where your father's going to stop and take care of people along the way, and he'll get there when he gets there. But along the way is more important at that time to acknowledge that we're in community. That's so beautiful. I'm sad that it was taken away. I'm sad that we are on a clock.
So yes, if somebody told them or however, I am just trying to have a conversation so that they stop blaming and making us look like we are stupid or because we don't care. That's my goal. Number two, about the maintenance. If you know how it came about, then you said, oh, now I understand. It's not because it's us. That's my goal. Yeah. So
why do you care what they think?
Oh, I think with your show, it's just education, explaining things, something you want to. I was a public lecturer for about 15 years. And then the last one was I was living in East Africa. And I would go and talk about these cultural customs, traditions, worldviews about, the continent and my people, just so that it will give younger people who may not have knowledge about how did we come to doing things this way. When you make people understand the origin of how things became the way they are, then maybe they will stop being a little ashamed and about why it is. So that became, a passion for me to talk about life and culture.
My niece wants toys giving glam, pop star, and genius.
Come with me. Basically.
For the scholar.
He ain't.
I'm going to ask that your passion go back a few centuries, maybe a few millennia. You're still starting the story in somewhere towards the end. That's not the beginning. The beginning is Africa was one continent where you had everything from Timbuktu to Mali to the Sudanese, and there were thousands of years of rule and governance, and they had rules and rituals and community, and then something happened, the interruption. And it was 400 or 500 year interruption, but it transform the world. And we should be having that conversation. And what did it take away from us? What did we lose in that? And how do we do something torn? I call it torn and new. How do we do the next thing that doesn't center the trauma, it doesn't center the colonization, it doesn't center, but it centers us and us remembering who we really are to one another. And I think, I often say colonization on the continent of Africa might have been equally, if not worse in many ways, because you got to live in a place where everybody was black, but you were stripped of everything in the midst of it. While you may know your languages or whatever, you were fed this religion, you were fed this white lens. When I went to Ghana, I'm seeing children in uniforms and girls with their hair cut. I'm seeing skin bleaching. I'm seeing white Santa. I'm seeing white Jesus. And I'm like, on a continent like this, how is there a white Jesus anywhere? How is there a white Santa Claus anywhere? It's wild to me.
We're ready. We're prepared.
All right.
Do not give in to fear.
All right.
We are
So
fearless.
there we have it. Thank you, Miss Karen. I fuck with her. I had some glad stuff now. Girl, it was just a lot going on. Ooh wee. Good morning. Good morning. Wow. The comments. Yes. The comments. The comments, I love them. Of course, thank you, Miss Karen. I tried to be aware. And I appreciate your patience. Yes, she has a lot of patience because, like I said in video 1, girl, this man right here, oh, he's a handful, baby. He is ignorant. Zeno's points is, okay, let's say this. Zeno's points is a society culture targeting this will not get the same customers as society that values punctuality. It's beyond that for me. It's beyond that for me. I think what gets me is that he's basically trying to refer to he checking us. He checking Black America. That's just basically simply what it is. So anyway, that's the last part of my morning news I want to cover with y'all. I am fit to go continue smoking and preparing and looking at different stores for later on, and probably cut my hair and go and jump in the shower and cause I wash my face and brush my teeth when I got up. But I had some coffee and come chill with y'all for a moment because I was just kind of like on my thing. So yeah, that is it for this morning. Hopefully y'all have a good day. And yeah, hit like and subscribe, and I will see y'all later.